I'm gonna be doing a video on fixing something on the car that I fixed a couple times or like twice before. It's an oil cooler line. So there's an O-ring. These little O-rings, which cost me $5 each, about $5 each, so $10 for the pack from FCP. Even from BMW themselves, like from the dealership themselves, is $5 each. The first ones I brought was actually from a BMW dealership, and surprise, surprise, it's still leaking. So, let me get the tools real quick. Yeah, let me get the tools all set up real quick, and then I'll pick this back up. Car looks good. I like these wheels. So the tools we need, we're gonna need a little more, but for now, this is the T30, if you can see that. T30 to get the cooler line off. I'll show you where. I only have it on this tiny ratchet. Don't mind that. Napkins to catch the oil, the O-rings, brake cleaner. So let's get started. The other tool. What's that? Yeah, so those aren't the only tools I have. Those are just the easiest tools to use, in my opinion, for this job. I don't need power tools for this job. I don't need a big 3/8 ratchet or 1/2-inch ratchet. The little stuff works. This is a little job. I should have put gloves on, just from touching the cover. So this is the oil cooler housing. This is the thermostat on the front. These are the lines. They run down to the cooler down there and back up to here. The O-rings are in here. This is where I need the T30 for. I'm gonna just take that out. First, I'm gonna take the intake off. For the intake, I don't know. I think it's a size 8. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's a size 8. I have it in this box. This box is not in millimeters. I just know it's this one. 5/16. I think that's 8. That's size 8. Yeah, so I'm gonna set this up real quick. I'm gonna set up the camera. I'm gonna take it apart. I'm gonna take out the intake first, and then I'm gonna show you guys the line, take it apart, and then go from there. That one clamp here, unloosen it. The one clamp here for the filter that sits over here. This vacuum line and matte air sensor plug. Mine is all chopped up, by the way. Honestly, do not comment or say anything about how messed up my wiring harness looks, how dirty this is. Mind you, this is the second motor that was in this car. The first one was a lot cleaner. This one came out of an X5, and I got it off of eBay. So the guy that put it in for me, he just put it in the way it was. I don't think he really cleaned anything up. I don't think he really changed much off of it. So this is straight out of an X5. But yeah, now I'm gonna go ahead and remove this bolt, take out this, remove the line, set up some napkins so I don't make a mess, and then show you guys the process of actually taking the O-ring off of this. It's not that hard. You just pull the O-ring off and then replace it. I replaced both. Excuse me. I replaced both. There's an O-ring here and there's an O-ring on this line. This is the one this side is where it seems to be leaking still, even though both are new. I'm gonna still replace both again, and just keep an eye on it. But the main reason for doing that is because it leaks oil down from here, down onto the belt, down onto everything down there, which can cause the belt to slip. And we don't want the belt slipping. We don't want the belt, falling off. We don't want the belt slipping off the crank pulley into the I forgot what the crank seal, because then I'll destroy this motor, and I don't have the money for another motor. This car would end up either going to the junk or, you know, sitting here without a motor. I don't even know. I don't even want to think about that. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, take off this line, or take off this bolt for this line, take off this one, and I'll get back to you guys. So we did make quite a mess, obviously. Have oil dripping everywhere. A lot more came out than I was honestly expecting to, especially from the last times I did this. Not that much actually came out the last time. But regardless, we have the shop towels. That's probably why you can even see that. Probably why I wasn't sealing properly. Yeah, so the O-rings are right here on the actual line. Let's see if I can get this to focus. O-ring here, O-ring there, same as the O-rings, or should be the same as the O-rings in here. These two O-rings here. Those should be the exact same. I got oil down on the belt, on the pulley down there, if you can see that. Let's see if I can. Yeah, but that's what we got brake clean for, and shop towels again. So I'm gonna go ahead, pull these old O-rings off, put the new ones on, clean everything up, and then put the line back in. But yeah, just whenever you're doing this, the first 2 times I did this, I didn't actually use shop towels. I actually had like 2 old shirts that I never use, that actually I outgrew, and I used those because those, they held up when the oil fell on them. Like the shop towels, the moment the oil started falling, the shop towels started falling. The shirts, they just caught the oil and it was kind of like just soaking it up. You know, obviously I could have used rags instead, but I just had those 2 old shirts, and I was like, well, you know, fuck it, why not? But yeah, definitely need to invest in some rags, like actual shop rags. That would have been a better option, cleaner option. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and change these O-rings out. 1 and 2, clean up all the oil that's everywhere, and then just put everything back together. Looks like a piece of grass or something. Alright, yeah. Go ahead and just fall. So yeah, replace the O-rings on the line. Honestly, in my honest opinion, I'm gonna monitor it. But after replacing the O-rings, I did notice the edge of the line, like where the O-ring goes over, there's like, I don't know if it's specific material or what it is, if it's like an extra like sealant or whatever, but on the right side where it is leaking from, I noticed that from the right side here where it's leaking from, I noticed that on that line, that like black cover is kind of worn out, like kind of worn off. So I'm gonna monitor it, and then I'm gonna see if it's leaking again. If it's leaking again, then that just lets me know it's not the O-rings. And then unfortunately, I'm gonna just have to buy this line assembly and replace it from, I wish it stopped right here, but no, it goes all the way down into the bumper, somewhere back here into the cooler, the oil cooler. It is what it is. If I end up having to do all that, you know, I'd rather have the car running properly and not leaking oil. than just, you know, trying to put a Band-Aid over it and let it leak oil. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna see what's good with that. I'm gonna monitor that a little bit. But now since we're done anyways, I'm gonna just go ahead, put the intake back on. Once I put the intake back on, I'm gonna set up the camera and get a couple clips of cold start, or get one clip of cold start. It's not that cold this morning. It's never that cold in Florida. But yeah, I'm gonna get a cold start clip for you guys once I'm done with that. Maybe a couple revs, and then after that, I do have to go help my friend fix his car, his Honda Civic, or Accord actually, Honda Accord. Surprise, he's having an oil issue as well, a leaking oil, but his is a lot worse, and you guys will see that soon. Let me go ahead and pick up all this stuff, throw out the trash, put the intake back on, and the next clip should be the cold start. All right, so now that we're done, now we're done with the gasket change. Intake's back in, covers back on, everything should be good. I'm gonna go ahead, set you guys up behind the car, and let you guys hear a cold start, and maybe a couple revs. It's definitely louder in person. Once it stops idling high, it does quiet down some. You can still hear it. I think a decent amount. But yeah, once it stops idling, high, you can definitely hear a lot better. It sounds a lot better. All right. So here, Avantes. Don't mind the music in the back. You got this toolbox I'm gonna steal. Just want to get a good filming of that one. But yeah, basically we're trying to replace the VTEC solenoid gasket. This little dumbass VTEC solenoid. There's a gasket underneath there somewhere. The gasket and O-ring is leaking, so there's oil all over his engine bay and all over the intake manifold, all over the engine bay. We're assuming it's from that. We're gonna go ahead and try and get that off. I've been here for a couple of minutes already trying to get it off, but you know, shit don't work out always as easy as you hope. But yeah, we're back there trying to fuck around with that, trying to get that loose. There's 3 bolts on it. We got 2 out so far. We had to remove the EGR valve because it was in the way of one of the bolts that are down here somewhere. The other one is on the underside of the valve itself. So we won't be able to get it out as easy, and I won't be able to film it. And also somebody's out here cutting grass, so I'm not gonna film too much more with that going on in the background. But yeah, this is where we're at right now. I'll probably pick back up once we get it off, show you guys where it came from, and the gasket and the O-ring and how it looks. And then we'll go to the store, pick up the new gasket and O-ring and put it back on. I'll show you guys that too. All right, so it took us all fucking day. To get everything. This is a VTEC solenoid. That's the gaskets or O-ring, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Took the top off.
Yeah, it took the top off of it. Where is that?
I'm dripping like hot sauce.
Where's the top of it? It's not. Oh, okay. Yeah. So this. Oh.
That's okay. That's the. That's that.
Okay, but
No. It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, this is the top. There's a gasket there. Obviously, that gasket is that gasket. Boom, goes there. Turn it around. That gasket goes there. Boom. That goes back here somewhere on the back of the block, right here. VTEC solenoid. Gasket went bad. Leaking oil everywhere. Now we're about to change it. Finally. Took all day. Oh, wait, hold on. You got to put oil. You got to use some type of lube. Oh, I can't. All right, so we got everything done. The VTEC solenoid is back on. The,
Point to the 3 bolts where you got the
fuck was that again?
that damn fuel pressure reader or some shit like that.
No, damn. EGR valve. The carbonator. The EGR valve is back on. There's a bolt here at the bottom right there. You see that? Come on now, bitch. Focus. Anyways, you see the nut. There's another nut on the other side. You know where the nuts are. You know what you're doing. Yeah, these 3 at the top. You see them. You know what you're doing. There's an O-ring under there. We changed. Put that on there. We tighten that up. There's a 2, 3, down here somewhere. You know what you're doing. Plugs. Yeah. That's one way to fill her up. All right. But everything is back on. Everything is tight. We're about to put the air box back in. Fill it with coolant or water. Is that the hose system? Yeah. Fill it with water. Make sure everything is good and tight. Make sure there's water running through the engine and oil running through the engine and not leaking. So, ain't no way this man just pulled that tub up. Pour one out for the homies, huh? You know what's crazy? That should have an overflow on it. Maybe from the cap. Oh yeah, the cap definitely is the overflow, yeah. To the radiator.
Yeah, because I could check it through this while it's on. Don't do that at home.
No, because
do it in recording.
No, that's the overflow. That's not gonna boil up and pop you. That is the radiator. Radiator is.
You still fill it up from here.
So we're supposed to fill up the radiator, actually.
That's what we're supposed to fill the radiator up?
Yes, dumbass. Your radiator cap. Come on.
It's Japanese, man.
But yeah, we're gonna do that. Put the intake back on. Finish all that, and then the next clip will be it running. Hopefully it's running.
It will.
He says it will. I hope it will. I know it will because we did good work. We've been out here all fucking day. It better fucking run. Or I'm gonna tow it to the junk with that piece of shit.
This fucking radiator out with my bare fucking hands if this goddamn cap doesn't come the fuck off.
Yeah.
Who the fuck does earn this?
All right. So first start, after we just put everything back on, that is kind of sketchy, but yeah, it's a Honda, like he said. Fucking started like nothing, like butter. Like fucking butter and no leaks. So we'll really be able to tell.
With the cardboard that's under there.
No leaks, started like it was nothing. Car's good. I'm the mechanic. I approve. Let's actually check the, what's it called? No. Because with the radiator cap open,
It's already low.
so we're trying to bleed the system, yeah.
No water?
Yeah, I'd say fill it up a little bit. Don't look like there's much air coming out though. Focus, little bitch. Why don't you just take the hose and I oughta slap this thing, bro. Don't do it. I thought you were gonna. Oh. Look at his ass. Where you going?
5 Series, 4 Series.
Nope, 428 with a fucking M badge. No fucking purpose. I probably shouldn't have been doing that while you were doing that. It's getting hot now. So it's bubbling up. There's no bubbles coming out though. I think they're good. I don't think there's any much air in the system. Yeah, the hose is getting tight. So I think the hose is full of water. This is only going to be when that's up there. So yeah, as long as the bottom radiator hose is full of water. Yeah. There hopefully shouldn't be a leak or any air in the system. We'll only know after driving it. But hold on, let me see this. You got to put it on the right way. Lift it up. Hold this, hold this. Okay, dangerous like that. That's easy though. Good mechanic. I thought I heard something good as a fucking wood bag. But yeah, pretty much this should be done. Let's screw up this right here. Anyways, today we're going ahead and we got another mod for this car. 435. Well, a mod and then fixing something that I've been needing to fix maintenance wise. So 435 2014 twin scroll single turbo N55. Sounds pretty good. I have everything is stock. Well, mainly stock. Besides intake, muffler delete, and resonator delete. Yeah, that's it. And this is the VSRF, right? Yeah, VRSF. What do you call this again? Charge pipe. This is the charge pipe from VRSF. Oh, comes with the hardware for the whatever sensor that is. It's gonna be going here. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and change this up. I want to see how it has the car sounding after the fact. I want to see how it changes the sound and the feel of the car, because apparently it's supposed to change throttle response, acceleration, things like that on the car. It's supposed to make it sound better. I want to see if all that's still true. So what am I? Then it's gonna be hot. I'm not gonna beat on it too much. I'll be fine. But yeah, I didn't want to do this while it was hot at all. As you can see down here, that's the plastic charge pipe right here. And this piece is common for braking, for just snapping and falling apart. That's the sensor I need to change. It already looks like this one was falling apart a little bit. Looks like somebody JB welded that. But yeah, so it's an upgrade, but it's also somewhat of a maintenance piece as well. The other blue piece you see here, this is not really that important in the video, but this is the coolant level sensor. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, get a cold start, get a couple clips. What I'll probably do is I'll probably set up the phone somewhere and just get a couple clips like flying by, 1, 2, and then some interior clips, and that's it. I don't want to do too much again. I don't want to get the car too hot, so that I can obviously come back and work on it immediately. I will be using gloves anyways. And yeah, we're gonna see how I just hit my head on this thing. Be careful. But yeah, we're gonna see how easy of a swap it is. Maybe say direct swap, or if I'm gonna be crying by the end of this. We'll reconvene. So now I'm gonna go ahead and set you guys up for the cold start. And then I'll let it warm up a little bit and do a couple revs. And then I'll actually do, I think I'm gonna actually like turn the camera a little bit. Cold start here, revs here. Then I'm gonna set the camera up in a different angle and do like a takeoff POV. Yeah, so the car definitely needs some warm up, so that you can hear the burbles throughout the the revs. But for now, it seems to be good. Yeah, honestly, I don't know if it's gonna be that much of a sound difference. I'm actually interested to see, because every video I watched on YouTube so far, it was like, you know, and video is kind of hard to it's hard to get the sound, like to actually hear the difference in sound sometimes, unless it's like a major change that's the person has done. So I'm gonna go ahead and see how it sounds taking off from here, and then I'm gonna just come back around, grab the camera again, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, let me set you guys up real quick. All right, so back to the charge pipe. Got the car up on the jack. These are the tools I assume I'm gonna have to use. This Torx bit is a, let's see. Well, this came out of this kit, so I don't know if it might be a different size, but VT20. That's for the two Torx screws holding in the sensor right here. You can see that. One at the top, one at the bottom. So I'm gonna unplug the sensor before removing that anyways. I'm gonna just remove that once I have the whole stock charge pipe out of the car. But yeah, that's what that's for. Screwdriver is for this clamp right here, this C-clamp, to pull it out. The pry bar is for the rubber grommet. There's a rubber grommet that holds the charge pipe in place. Let me see if I can get it down there. Yeah, right here. You can kind of see it. It's not the easiest thing to see, but yeah. There's a grommet there. That's what's holding the charge pipe in place. So I'm gonna try and use the pry bar. I might even try and use some like WD-40 to loosen it up, get it out. The one video I did watch on how to do this, he didn't really go in depth. Like, he didn't show every little part of it. He just showed what he was gonna do and just did it. I like to be very descriptive, very informal. I like to let people know, okay, this is exactly how you're gonna do this. This is exactly how it should go. So yeah, that's what I'm attempting to do now. So there's also another one of those clamps at the top there. That's gonna be on the bottom here. On the bottom side, bottom driver side, intercooler, going to the intercooler. So that's the intercooler inlet. I'm gonna use a screwdriver to pop that clamp out. And yeah, this vacuum line right here, you just gotta squeeze the size of it. It's the same as up here. My bad. Same as up here. Squeeze the size of it and pull it off. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try and set up this tub down there. I'm gonna show you guys how I do it. Let me actually get a smaller pry bar just in case I need it. The baby pry bar I'm looking for is in my car, in my back seat. Ta-da! Come here. All right. So let me set up this time lapse, glove up, and then get to the process already. All right. So as you can see, the clamp has to look like this, has to come out completely for it to be disconnected. I'm gonna move the charge pipe. Can't really do this with this one hand. Let me see. Yeah, you could kind of see it, but that charge pipe is loose from down here. I just have to loosen it up top, take off that vacuum line, and I should be able to pull it out from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and, all right, from the top here, I got that clamp loose already. I'm having troubles with the line down here. Just because it's stubborn, it doesn't want to. Why is that not focusing? Whatever. But yeah, it's a little stubborn. Doesn't want to really just pop out by itself, by hand. I'm going to keep trying, but yeah, I'm going to just set you guys up, time lapse it, and we'll reconvene once that's all disconnected and me taking it up out the car. So, all right, like I was saying, that clip at the top right here is removed. It's backed out fully. The plug here is disconnected. That's disconnected finally. And this is finally disconnected down here. So now it should be as easy as just pulling it off the throttle body here, which well, I forgot what that was. What was I doing? When I did the when I did my oil filter housing gasket, I had to remove the throttle body to get to one of the bolts back here. So the throttle body was kind of stuck on there from that when I did that, but it should be loose is what I'm trying to get at. It should be a little looser now since I did that. So let's see if this angle works. Yep. Goes right off. The little rubber grommet was already out my way. So throttle body's off, or it's off of the throttle body up there. There we Feels like it's giving me a little resistance down here though. Wonder why. Let's see. Let me actually grab some tools real quick. Alright. So camera ran out of storage. I'm trying to transfer everything over to Google Drive so I can keep clearing space up on my iPhone to keep filming for you guys. Anyways, charge pipe disconnected from down here. It's disconnected from down here and up top. I'm gonna pull it out from up top. But yeah, as I was, the last clip before this cut off like right before I popped it off. It took a little bit of force, but really not that much. And all I used was flathead screwdriver, put it on the edge of this metal piece here, and popped it up. That's pretty much it. So now let's pause and go up top. All right, so now that we're up top, you can see the charge pipe, factory charge pipe. It's kind of just hanging here. I heard it's a pain to get this out from up top, but it's probably worse to try and even get it out from the bottom. I don't really care if it breaks, so as long as that sensor here doesn't break, I think I'm fine. All right, so now it's up and loose. I actually had to take that off just to get some more room in between here when it was coming up. I had pulled it up into a position up here to where that was no longer interfering with those wires. Then I went underneath the car and just pushed it up the rest of the way. It did take a little bit, but not too bad. But now we got it out, one piece. Gonna have to, I wonder if it's reusable. O-ring number 1, it kind of looks squished, so I'm not too sure about reusing that. That's disgusting, but to my own fault because I have oil leaks. And O-ring number 2 is cooked. Too cooked. Let me actually get some napkin and wipe those off. All right, so O-rings went down a little bit. So this is the old one. This is the part where it connects to the what's it called? To the intercooler. This is the VRSF version. It's separated. That's the top part, which is the other end of this. This is one whole piece. This is 2 separate aluminum pieces. So this is the end that goes to the intercooler. I believe I have to reuse this clamp. I'm gonna see how I take that off and reuse that. So we're hoping that's sitting the right way. Got the clamp on there properly. The bottom one is already installed. You can barely see it from up top here. Oh, this one kind of sucked to put on, but once it was on, it clipped in. So all I have left is to put the hose clamp onto that end down there. You can see it from right there, and to connect this up here. All right, so charge pipe is in up top. That hose clamp in the middle here is in. It's tied down on both ends there. I wonder why it never focuses. And it's in on the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead, start the car, make sure there's no weird sounds, no like boost leak sounds, which I don't really know what to look for as far as a boost leak sound. I'm gonna just look for whistling noises, like, like air escaping from somewhere, basically. Yeah, I'm gonna look for that, make sure there's none of that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and install this from there. Might actually just leave you guys here when I start it. See if there's any difference in sound up top here. I don't know if there's much of a sound difference really, like a startup sound difference. That almost hit me. But I'm gonna go ahead and release the jack. We'll go from there. So I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure I am hearing a lot more turbo noise. I think that was one of the thing that it said it was gonna do, increased turbo noise. It does sound better. It does sound good. It still sounds pretty good. All right, so this is an outro for the video that I'm about to post. Right now I'm not feeling the best. I actually feel like I have a little stomach bug, so I've been sleeping all day. It's January 1st. Happy New Year's to everybody. I'm glad to start the New Year's off with trying to be consistent with this YouTube thing. That's pretty much it. I hope everybody, can like, subscribe, drop a comment. I will be answering the comments, or just replying back to comments, whatever anybody has to say. But yeah, I want to do this long term, so I'm gonna try and be very consistent, even if it's like the video not really has no meaning, but like even if it's like just like almost like a daily vlog or something. I do want to just start making videos in general about this car. I was actually recently, I didn't know if I was gonna tell you guys this or even mention this at all, but I was actually recently planning to sell the car. That fell through, and I'm kind of glad it did, to be honest. I'd miss it too much, but yeah, I'm glad that fell through. I'm gonna continue to make videos on it, continue to grind. This won't be the last one. This won't be the last car we have. This won't be the best car we have. This is just the beginning. But I'm gonna set you guys up for a cold start.